How's it going, everyone? CJ from On The Grow here, and today I'm going to be sharing some successful trials that we've had with our Melon microgreens, as well as some updates about our space and answering some questions that we've received online. So stay tuned for that. All right, so a lot of things covered today. So let's get started off with the Melon microgreens. So as you can see here, we did a smaller trial. Instead of using the big 10-20 trays and wasting a bunch of seed, what I've done is I've jumped down to these little 5x5s from Bootstrap Farmer. I think I just called it Boobstrap Farmer. I think it's Bootstrap Farmer. But let's talk about these tests right here. So these are in 5x5 trays. The grow medium was Coco Coir. So what we did is we filled the Coco Coir about 3/4 of the way, and then we planted our seed, which was actually 6 grams of seed per 5x5, which turned out to be about 210 seeds. I counted, took forever. And then we covered it in a small layer of Coco Coir, and we tested out different ways of growing. So what we did is we did one tray with no soak, which, kind of shocking results here, was the best. We also did one, I have to kind of peek over, that had a 4-hour soak, another one that had a 4-hour pH balance soak, and then the last one was just a random one that I kind of tossed in. I put some salt in a jar and soaked it with some salt in the jar. So I thought maybe that would create something different. All right, so the overall winner here, I'm gonna go with no soak. So no soak did the very best. Honestly, it smells amazing. I can't wait till you guys, if you haven't already, grow some of these Cantaloupe Microgreens, because it smells like cantaloupe and it's weirdly trippy. So it's definitely worth growing, and they taste amazing and they're kind of fuzzy. So these should be ready in a few days. We obviously are not gonna try to get harvest weight on this yet. This was a germination trial really more than anything. And I can see here that this is the very clear and distinct winner. All right, so that is it for the Melon microgreens. I hope you guys are excited about that, to try that. Definitely please give that one a go. It is so much fun and it tastes so amazing. So something that's gonna be coming up soon, Mandy's gonna be doing a video on, is this stupidly abundant plant right here, which is nasturtium. This is actually the jewel mix, I believe, of nasturtium. We've been running some germination trials with it. As we like to do with everything else, we like to do a lot of trials. So Mandy is going to be covering how we germinated these in several different tests. I think we did several different soaking times, as well as a no soak, and we compared the results of all of those across 2 different types of nasturtium, actually. One is Empress of India, and the other is a jewel mix, which is this one right here. And if you guys haven't tried this one yet, it is super tasty. This is a little bit more of an expensive crop, but like one of these seeds, you can see that it's kind of hard to see here, but one stem puts out a lot of different leaves. These are actually the leaves of the plant, and we're actually kind of hoping to get some flowers here soon, because we've never tried them. So we're letting this guy go a little bit to try to get to the flowering stage. Mandy's wanting to run an experiment on that, because we've never tasted the flowers, and I think they're edible as well. But these leaves are edible. They've got like this sweet, spicy, it's like this just layers of flavors, and they're honestly a lot of fun to taste. My mom, I just gave her some of these not too long ago, and she was just like shocked whenever she tasted. She was like, "Wow, these are so good!" That was a terrible impression of my mom's voice, by the way. She's gonna probably kill me for saying that's what her voice is like. But so Mandy's gonna be doing some updates on that soon. So I hope you guys are excited to try something new soon. So as to onto rather our updates for our grow space. So we are getting super close with our tower system here, and I have to say it is looking pretty freaking awesome. There's quite a few different things happening on this system. All these towers are not actually the same. There is different, we've actually experimented, this is something I did a while back, is I wrote down how many plant spaces, how they're spaced, and things like that, with the idea of seeing how many adult plants we can stack vertically into a space. And depending on the variety as well. Like I know basils we could stack more aggressively, versus like some of the lettuces and things grow a bit more floppy and kind of run into each other. So we're really excited because this system's getting close. One major issue that we have with this, and it's just something that I've noticed about these systems in general, is that whenever the water runs, it'll hit this corner And sometimes whenever it hits this corner, it runs out and just runs down the side of this, and we end up missing a lot of the water going into the hole below it. So a potential solution I'm thinking about right now is some kind of little guiding device that it's got to be something that can just constantly be wet and not have issues with it, not be toxic or anything like that. So I've toyed with like ideas like a hot glue, like just a little bit of hot glue right there, because that's non-toxic or something, as well as all kinds of like different little like maybe like pipe cleaners and things like that. Just something to help guide that water back into the channel below it. I've also thought about using like grow mediums, as well as maybe like a little bit of jute cord. Can't get this to go back in now. So that's something that we kind of designed with these too, is that these can slide out and turn around and everything for harvest and all that. So this is getting super, super close. Right now we've got to the phase where I can kind of show you real quick. Let's just go ahead and do this. I'm gonna move my work table there. And this goes to our pump. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this system on. You can hear the water going. So we've got, I never checked this one that I just turned around here. So you can see right here is our issue that we're dealing with. See how this water runs down the side? So we've got a few that do that, and what we've thought about doing too is just having a big reservoir, like almost our NFT channels on the bottom, to catch anything that's kind of splashing out. Just because this isn't that good to have water kind of jumping like this, especially with electrical systems and everything in our space. It's just not really good to have water splashing. So that's our current issue with this system right now. I don't think it's going to be a terrible, terrible issue, but it's just something that we are working on. So what we're going to be doing for this video is more of a how we do style video. So we've kind of talked about some of the things that we've done along the way with this system, but there's a lot of things where like I'll show you a little bit, but I talk mostly about what I did. So if you guys have questions, I can always expand upon those and maybe do a video about it if you guys are interested. So this should be coming soon, and I can't wait to get this thing stacked full of some like collard greens and different flowers and basils. We got some really fun lemon basil that just tastes so good. It's like candy. So I can't wait to get that into the system and start getting this thing just like abundant looking, because it looks so cool. I'll probably do like a photo here of an old system that I had where whenever it just had all this stuff going in it, it looks so freaking cool. So let's just pause for that. And that just happened. Movie magic, baby. Okay, so on to over here. So another update that we have for our space is that I am trying to get our lighting test going. So these are some lights that I've had for a while and actually performed really well. These are blue LED spectrum lights, and then these are mixed LED spectrum lights. I've got a huge heat mat up here that I'm going to be running some germination trials on with a heat mat. And the cool thing is I have a thermostat for it, so we can test germinating at certain temperatures for different crops. I'm really excited about sunflowers and potentially amaranths, because I know amaranths like the heat a little bit more. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm excited about the light test coming up. So it's a little bit challenging to do light tests in this space because all the walls are white. So what happens is there's a lot of reflection, and we did this on purpose because we want a little bit of light to go a long way in this space. But as for the results, they're not going to be 1000% accurate, because I don't want to black out each shelf, because if I was to completely black out this shelf, what I'm doing is I'm restricting the airflow and I'm kind of creating microclimates, and I don't want that to affect the test results. So what I'm going to do is, these things are opaque, the light doesn't get through, so we're just going to do our best to make sure that light doesn't get onto the crops below it. But if a little bit does, then you know, it is what it is, and we're just trying to do our best to show how different lights can grow. Now I'm actually really excited about these blue lights, because I looked at an old test I did, and I don't know why I didn't pursue this much further, but I grew some sunflowers with this blue spectrum light, and it absolutely crushed the other crops. And for some reason I just completely forgot about that and just moved on with my life. I think it's because we were selling our house at the time, and I just got confused. Not confused, I just got busy, really.
It turned out amazing.
Yeah, I mean, these lights actually did a fantastic job, so I'm not sure why I haven't been growing with these this entire time, but it's all in the past. We're gonna bring it now to the future. So this will be hopefully ready in about a day or two. So we'll begin some trials with that. So I guess let us know in the comment section below what crop varieties you would like to see. Again, we're very limited on space here. So what I'm thinking is I'd like to do maybe 4 different crop varieties, and I'll do 1 tray of each underneath these lights. So you let us know what crop variety you would like to see. My brain, I love broccoli. I hate germinating sunflower, but I love sunflowers because they taste so good. And then maybe 2 other varieties. You guys just let us know. I was thinking about those 2 just because they're so popular and such big ones, that I think those 2 would be really cool to test on, especially considering that sunflowers, whenever it crushed on that test that I did almost a year ago now, I want to bring that back and see if it continues to do that in this space. So again, just let us know in the comment section below what you guys would like to see, and we will do that. So let's move back to my little workstation over here. I'll pretend like I'm right back over here. So I wanted to take the opportunity now to answer a few questions that we've gotten online. We've never really done this before, and I think that this would actually be a cool way of answering some of these questions. I have already answered these questions, but I figured they were good questions and I would share it with everybody and share our answer with everybody in case you didn't see it in the comment section below on certain videos. So the first question, let's pull out my phone here. Okay, so this is a question from Arya Dina. And he said, hey, I have a question not directly related to this video, but just the overall process of growing in general. I see a lot of debates between soil and hydroponics in the microgreen community, and seeing how you guys have done many comparison videos, I wanted to ask which you would vouch for if you had to pick one or the other. I know there are many pros and cons to both, cost, yield, etc., but which is your go-to for most harvests and why? Thanks for the videos, you have helped me a ton. I just want to say thank you, Ari, for the support. So I've already answered this question, but I want to answer it for everybody. The go-to for us in our space, like if I know I want to get good results, I'm going to use Coco Coir as my grow medium, and I'm going to water with Ocean Solution as my hydroponic nutrient. Through all the tests that we have done, we just get the most consistent germination and the best growth with Coco Coir, and the strongest growth with Ocean Solution. I don't know, it's supposedly sea minerals that's an Ocean Solution, but what I dislike is they have a patented or a proprietary blend or a proprietary process, so we don't get to know the exact what's in their solution, but I do know that it is organic, OMRI listed, and it does provide great results. For example, back here we've got a test, I'm kind of cheating a little bit here, showing water versus nutrients, and Ocean Solution is the one that is just absolutely just crushing it. It just always seems to crush it. But it's also kind of crop specific, because we've got it here, the same exact test going, but with radish. This is broccoli up here. This is with radish, and these are all actually pretty comparable. So it kind of depends on the crop, I guess, as to which nutrients provide the best growth. And we're going to be actually starting some more nutrient tests soon as well. So I just want to go ahead and take the time to answer that. If I was going to choose something that I needed to, if I want to grow trays and I want to be super successful, I'm going to do Coco Coir. I'm probably going to put a little bit of Coco Coir on top of whatever I'm seeding, unless it's like a brassica or something, like a small seed like that. But like for seeds like melons, sunflowers, nasturtiums, anything like that, Swiss chards, beets, onions, I'm going to put a thin layer of Coco Coir on top. And then after they have germinated, say about 4 or 5 days, then I'm going to begin bottom watering them with the Ocean Solution. And I mix it, currently we mix it in our space at 0.5 ounces per gallon. So I have a 3-gallon bucket that I like to use that we'll mix it into. That's actually empty right now. And what I'll do is I'll do 1.5 ounces of Ocean Solution into this 3-gallon reservoir, and then I will also pH balance it after I've added my nutrients, and I'll pH balance it down to about 5.9 is my go-to. And once I've done that, then I begin just bottom watering, and we start bottom watering most of our crops in the 10-20 flats with about 1 cup in the morning and 1 cup at night. And then as they grow, we just steadily increase that. Usually towards the end of the growth, we're doing about 2 cups in the morning and 2 cups at nighttime. and that's usually I go to. Sometimes some crops that grow a little bit more aggressively need a little bit more water, and there's other crops like amaranth where you actually need just a little bit less. You're not going to be watering it twice a day for the most part. So I hope that you guys found that valuable. You know, this is something that we want to do more, is taking some of the questions that we get in our YouTube comments and actually taking the time to answer these on the videos, because I think it's a fun way to interact with people as well. And I think if there's really great questions, I definitely want to bring those forward and share those, because it saves me a lot of time typing the same answer over and over to people too. Okay, so that is really about it for all we want to share today. So I'm really excited about all of the upcoming things that we have going on, especially with this rack system, the new lights, some of the tests that we're doing, Melon microgreens, because they taste amazing and they smell amazing. And the fact that we finally got them to grow is super cool. And I really appreciate, there was a lot of suggestions and comments whenever we had that failure, and it was really cool seeing everybody kind of pitch in all the different ideas to see how we can get these things to germinate better. So I really appreciate that sense of community that's kind of being created here. And that kind of brings me to another point. We're debating on starting a microgreen forum, or I guess a growing forum in general on Facebook. We've never done that before. I don't know how to run a forum. I don't know anything about it, but I thought it'd be a cool point to kind of share all the experiments that we've done, all the results that we have, all the data that we have, use this as a place for people to bounce ideas off of each other and just kind of share how we're growing and everything, and just kind of get the community a bit more intertwined and allow people to communicate better and share information more openly. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please let us know in the comment section below, and definitely please go follow us on Facebook, because we just started one. I think we're at like 90.
We're getting close to 100.
Yeah, we're getting close to 100 followers, and we just started this. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, please jump to that page, because that shows us that you guys want to support us on that, starting that kind of forum and sharing all this information and everything, which is what we ultimately want to do. We want to share everything openly about what we do and how we do it with the community, in the hopes that it just advances how we grow as a society, and just brings more fresh produce to everybody. You know, that's ultimately what we want to do, is we want everybody to be able to grow their own produce and be successful at doing it, whether you're doing it at home or you're trying to start a business. You know, we want to be there to support you however we can. So you just let us know and we're there for you. So that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give us a thumbs down. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below, and we'd love to get those answered for you. If you would like to, please subscribe. I think it's this shoulder, maybe it's this shoulder, this shoulder. We're just now starting to do this. So if you'd like to subscribe, please click over my shoulder here for that subscribe button. And if you would like to as well, our Instagram and our Facebook are both at On The Grow Farms. You can find us there. So thank you so much. Have a great day and keep on growing.